Guys, this is Faysal again, and today we're going to be covering Kitana's guide rather than Shang Tsung's guide. Kitana has been my main character since the stress test. I've played her in the stress test, I've played her in the beta, and I've been playing her in MK1 ever since release. She is probably my main character, the character that I started with. Unfortunately, she is no match for the top 5. I think she is a good character and decent character, but she just cannot compete with the current top 5s. I think if the top 5s were nerfed, we are eventually going to see Kitana at the top of the tier list in this game. So without further ado, let's rock the guide. Right, so let's start with Kitana's buttons. In terms of buttons, her pokes are not the best, honestly. Down 4 kinda creates range and it allows her to backdash afterwards if she was not hit with an advancing hit or an advancing high, if you're fighting a character with low range. But honestly, even like Johnny Cage's forward 1 is not going to be able to catch from this range. So down 4 is a good button in order to catch spacing. As you can see, her movement's pretty amazing, especially her backdash. She has an amazing backdash in this game. And this helps her a lot with her game plan because she's all about zoning. And she also kind of has things up close. We're going to be talking about them right now. In terms of mids, her mids are not the best. This is punishable with down 1. This is also punishable with down 1. As you can see, this is -8. So a 7 frame poke's going to hit. This is also -8. So a 7 frame poke is also going to punish. To continue with her buttons, she has 2 mids, back 2 and forward 1. Back 2 is a 15 frame mid that catches pretty much everywhere on the screen. That's what I love about her. The range is just amazing. Imagine you were like zoning and then you enter just like that with one dash you can get a back 2, and I'm sure every single Kitana main is going to agree that this is probably the most way they were able to open their opponents up with them. Just catching their opponent, trying to hit a button, trying to backdash, trying to do whatever basically. If they're not holding block, this move is going to hit them. Now the nice thing about Kitana is when combined this move with her backdash, she can catch a lot of with punishing stuff, a lot. So I'm going to put Kitana to do something like that. By the time I react, I get full combo punished, as you can see. So this was a stagger, and just like that, if you want to do her to do 2-4, this is 0, I mean, so I can't really do anything. So if I want to try to poke, I'm getting hit. And as you can see, if I want to react here as well, it's trading. But like, it's better if you want to read a poke to do something like that. Now, the thing with this move is that if Kitana is doing it, it has an armor. So we're going to go with a different mind game, which is to do stand 2 and block, for example. Then Kitana's gonna go for an armor and she's gonna get fully comboed. So this is the option in case your opponent wants to try to armor. Now another thing is she also has a gap off of her amazing mid, unfortunately. So this is also a mind game where you have to stagger it some days in order to full combo punish them. Now the good thing about it is that it's a mind game in your favor, because look, if Kitana, let's say, is punishing your string with down forward 2, she's getting 12%, while if you block her down forward 2, which is immensely punishable, if I do stand 2 and I block it, I'm gonna get a full combo string. I'm gonna go into her combos later on, but she can do around 32% meterless. So if your opponent is going to be trying to armor, you're going to hurt them with 32% meterless, whereas if you do the entire string and they armor and they hit you, they're gonna get damage, but it's just not that much. So it's kind of a situation where you have to read whether they're going to armor and then you stop the string, or you don't armor and you think that, or I mean you continue the string and you think that they're not gonna armor, and so on. Now another thing is, this is one of Kitana's strongest points, is honestly her backdash. I already talked about her, but you cannot imagine how much her backdash is implemented in the way that Kitana plays. She can backdash after everything. She can backdash after pokes. It's that severe. If we do something like, okay, if you do something like down 3, backdash, back 2. So boom, and I get full combo punished. Now the thing is, I can react instantly, as you can see. this is literally instant reaction, it's punishing, but then Kitana has something like that, and she can bring Kameo to be safe. So yeah, it's not gonna be as easy as you think in order to punish her pokes. She can convert down 1 into down back 1, down 3 into down back 1. Now, of course, down back 1 is heavily minus, but as I said, we have Kameos on for a reason. I'm gonna be talking more about Kameos later on. To continue about her buttons, forward 1-2 is a 12 frame mid that kinda gives you your turn from up close. You can take your turn with forward 1-2, but the problem with this move is that it's 12 frames. So Kitana, one of her weaknesses is that she gets mashed on up close. If I want to do something like forward 1 after she does let's say a stagger, I cannot really react with stagger with forward 1 since it's 12 frames. I'm gonna have to react to staggers with down 1, and her down 1 is -8. This is why Kitana is kinda defensively bad. Moreover, she has a string that's back 1-4. It's 2 hides. I don't think it's that important. It's +3 on block, so you might be able to do something like this in the corner. Let's say you're doing pressure, and then after the pressure you do back 1-4, where you have 3 frame advantage. Kitana having a 12 frame forward 1, her fastest mid, so you're gonna have 9 frames in order to react, where a poke is gonna win. So I'm not sure how good this move is. I haven't really used it, and I don't really advise you guys using it. It's a high, it can be mashed over, and it's only +3. Now, another move that she has is her back 3. It's 21 frames, it's -4, and it's also a combo launcher. So the thing is back 3-4 is her combo launcher. It's -14, it's negative as hell. But you can also do something like that in order to be safe. Again, this is very Kameo specific, so I'm gonna be talking later on about it. She can make it safe without any Kameo by doing back 3-3. It's -7, so she is technically safe, except the 6 frame down 1, of course, gonna be able to punish her. But other than that, back 3-3 is safe. The string that goes, this is her go-to string, pretty much 2-4-1-2. It does have a gap, so this is where the mind game is going to be initiated, but it's not that it has a gap, so this move is just garbage. Of course not. This is pretty much her go-to string in order to launch combos, in order to start pressure. It's amazing. It's an amazing string, and this is 0 on block, as I mentioned before, so you can do something like do 4 backdash, back 2, catch them whipping their pokes. You can do something like 2-4, and then most of your opponents are going to be respecting, because they don't want to press a single button and they get punished with back 2. So then the abuse starts with 2-4 into 2-4, or 2-4 and then grab. So then you can have options off of your 2-4. If you decided to continue the entire string, you can also have plus frames off of Kano, and you can have plus frames off of Cyrax. If you're locking Kung Lao, you can end the string with low hat to be +2 on block. So she always has options to make the string eventually in her favor. Similar to every single string, she can do forward 1-2 low hat, she can do forward 1-2 into Kano, or forward 1-2 into down back 1 into Cyrax. Basically, she has a lot of options in order to make her strings safe. Moreover, she has a stand 4 string that goes as follows. Stand 4, 4-3-3-4. It's -14. It's -12. I'm sorry. So it's minus and it's punishable. Whereas if you cancel it right here and you don't press anything, it's -4. And since there's a delay between the last hit and the hit before it, so it can make a good stagger where you can press down 1 after this entire string. You can also full combo launch off of this string from the corner and from mid screen. It's a very good string in order to punish. So let me show you something like that. Boom. As you can see, I can start a full combo in the corner. Mid screen, it just whips, as you can see, except if I want to do it while Kitana is still in the air, then it kind of works out, as you can see. If it's done mid screen, you can do it before Kitana lands in order to get the air down back 1. And also, the reason why this is whiffing is because I'm doing down back 1 close range, as you can see. If I do down back 1 close range, it's going to come here. If I do down back 1 normal range, it's going to travel afar. And it's similar in the air. If I do down back 1 from up close, this is what's going to happen. If I do it normally, the range differs. So Be sure of that. Another move that we have is what else does Kitana have buttons? Honestly, Kitana, basically these are the most important buttons. She also has 1-4, but I mean 1-4 no one uses it. Like look at this, it's -7, and what's the purpose of this move? Come on, what's the purpose of this move? As for her main button after 1-1, it's her 1-1-2. Now she doesn't really have much damage. You can do damage with Cyrax, you can do damage with Kano, as you can see, and you can continue a combo, something like that. But as you can see, this is not consistent at all. With Cyrax, it's a little bit more consistent. But yeah, like this, I usually use it for auto shimmies. If you want to punish with 1-1 instantly, you can do something like 1-1 down back 2, because after that you can get an air down back 1. If I show you, boom, just like that, you're getting 26% off of her 1-1, which is also her best shimmy. If you want to shimmy your opponents, this is your option. If you want to get land the fastest punish there is, this is 7 frames, whereas stand 2 is 9 frames. So if you are able to punish with stand 2, this is definitely your best punish. But if you're not and you need a very quick punish, then 1-1 is your option, where you're going to cost a bar, but at least you're going to get something, you know? At least you're getting something off of it. Basically, these are Kitana's buttons. She also has 2-4-2. It's really like, this is basically the hit. It's not that important. It's -6 on block. If I want to show you 2-4-2, it is -5 on block, sorry, but there's no reason to use it basically. The gap is still here. It's not like it removes the gap of 2-4. So if I'm gonna do 2-4, I'd rather continue it with a combo with a string that's -6. It does more damage. I can do much more things off of it. As you can see, 2-4-2, my turn ended right here. I cannot do anything about it. It's -5. So I also don't recommend using that string. Kitana has her regular fan, which does 8%, so it's one of the most damaging projectiles of the game. This will win any trade, or at least it will even any trade out. With Baraka, Baraka's projectile also does 8%, so this is a very good button. Down back 3 goes under high projectiles and lands a slow mid projectile on the opponent's head. So if you want to let Kitana do this, as you can see, it goes under it. Boom. Just like that. If I'm zoning Kitana out and I see the projectile, I can go ahead and throw this in return. Now, the Amplified gives you a launcher, but more than giving you a launcher, if I want to put Kitana to do this string on me, I'm going to show you that this string actually does not go on a hit. So the normal will actually go, watch. The fan is gone, as you can see. If the second I hit Kitana before the fan hits me, it's gone. But if I amplify it and I hit Kitana, I'm gonna get fully launched and Kitana can full combo punish me. This is also used for pressuring. This is +6 on block, so if they respect it, I'm +6, so I can land this one after it, which is 12 frames. So my opponent has 6 frames basically to interrupt, and they're not going to be able to interrupt with 6 frames. So I can do this, and at least I'm going to trade with 6 frame pokes. Moreover, I can do other stuff, such as I can land this, and if it was unblocked, I can backdash, catch them poking, for example, if they try to mash, and I can punish them with back 2. So this has its own purposes up close, as well as it has its own purposes from afar. Moreover, we have a special move that is a trap. Back down forward 4 is a trap that full combo launches the opponent as well. As you can see, I can do a full combo off of this move, as well as I can set it up as traps in order to be able to zone, and my opponent cannot enter the zone anymore. It lasts for a little bit, but I mean, if it lasts for a little bit longer, that's just way too broke. I mean, I'm just putting a barrier for my opponent not to approach me while I'm continuously zoning them. And Kitana is one of the best zoners in this game. I mean, she has down back 3 that goes under her high projectiles. She has back forward 1 that's an 8% projectile, one of the most damaging in the games. And you can combine certain cameos in order to even more make her strings up close powerful. She also has down back 2. This is an amazing anti-air actually if my opponent wants to jump. Let's make it closer. If they want to jump from here, basically, I can anti-air them. If they want to neutral jump, I can anti-air them. If they want to forward jump, I can anti-air them. So it's an amazing anti-air. And something I didn't mention about her stand 2 is actually my favorite anti-air. Her stand 2. Forward jump. As you can see, I can get a full combo off of it, off of stand 2. Like stand 2 just reaches so high up in the sky. It's just insane. I can get a full combo, as you can see, doing 35% off of an anti-air. That's amazing. This anti-air is just something else, honestly. So she can anti-air with both stand 2 and down back 2. Down back 2 is also used in the corner. If I want to put my opponent to be in the corner, I can show you that this is an escape the corner method. That's such an easy method. Basically, you're in the corner, your opponent's, let's say, just like that. I can do something like that, and right now I'm in the other side of the screen. Now I can bring certain cameos in order to make myself safe. If my opponent, let's say, read that I'm gonna do it and they started to backdash to catch me on my recovery frames, I can do this and then bring Kano Ball, because if they try to punish me, Kano Ball is going to save my back. This is just an example of Kano cameo. I'm going to be going much more into details with this cameo and Cyrax cameo, but first of all, we're finishing the special moves. Another thing is her down forward 2, I mean. This is her armor. It's 12%. I think it's a very bad armor. It's a mid and then it's a high. So if you want to put Kitana to do down forward 2 and I block down, you can imagine that the first hit did not even hit me and I can easily full combo launch her. Now right now I didn't wait for her to land, but if you wait for her to land, you can get some good damaging combos off of down forward 2. Also, there's no way to get a combo off of it. There is a way, of course, but I mean, with Kano, you're basically going to be barely getting Kano knives. And if it's in the corner, you can get a combo, of course. But I'm just showing you why it's like there's no way you can get a combo from its screen. In the corner, you can get something like that, whatever. I'll be talking about combos later on. But yeah, so this is her armor. It's not the best armor. It's definitely going to be saving you from strings that have gaps. It's definitely going to be a get away from my face move that you're going to be using often. But it definitely holds no power, except that it has armor. We're going to be talking about Kitana's game plan, weaknesses, and strengths. This is everything you need to know, and this is how every single Kitana player needs to think while they're playing as Kitana. Kitana basically has gaps from up close, and she has amazing hits and special moves from afar, so she doesn't mind to play the entire game from this range. Of course, versus most of the cast, she cannot really play this way against Reiko, she cannot play this way against Shang Tsung. These two characters, I think they outzone her, but versus most of the cast, she's happy to be right here. She can have traps put, she can have strong zoning, I can also launch with these the zoning moves. As you can see, this is 16.4% off of just zoning. I also have back forward 1 amplified. This also launches. I can also just add a normal fan right here. Like, you can do so many stuff with Kitana from afar. This is without cameos. Now right here I have cameo Kano, and I'm gonna be talking about him again later on. This cameo will help me with zoning much more. Now, Kitana's weaknesses are from up close, basically. As I mentioned before, her pokes are not the best. Her down force kind of slow. It kind of creates range for her to backdash. But of course, Kitana is being put in the corner. It's not that easy to get out of the corner as Kitana. So she wants to try to avoid being up close. She wants to mostly play from that range. From her back 2 range is pretty good, because I also forgot about this button, but she has an amazing sweep. As you can see, look at the sweep. It's It has an amazing range. Aside from her back two having amazing range and fully launching, so she's happy to play from this range. She's happy to play from this range. She's happy to play from this range. Up close, she doesn't want to deal with the defense. This is why the cameos that I've put will kind of eliminate the playing from up close and giving up your turn concept of the game. We're going to be just playing from afar, and if we're playing from up close, we're not going to be worrying that much. I'm gonna show you something like if I want to put Kitana to be doing 2, 4, 1, 2, something like that. Cyrax is right here in order to rescue me. As you can see, because Kitana does not want to play this range, so Cyrax will come, he's going to create range, and Kitana can just backdash once again to the range that she's mostly happy with. She does not want to play from up close. She has a lot of gaps, she has a lot of weaknesses. With gaps, you're always going to be have to guessing from up close, doing stand 2 blocking. They might just take their turn normally, and now you have to defend again. If they didn't do armor, for example, and you blocked, you're going to be having to respond to their aggression and starting to defend again, and this is something Kitana does not want to do. So basically, weaknesses up close, she's weak defensively, and offensively she has a lot of gaps in her string that she kind of wants to avoid. Of course, if she is forced to play up close, you're going to play up close. You're just gonna have to play better than your opponent. You're gonna have to read your opponent. You're gonna have to react to your opponent's stagger. She's definitely viable up close, and she can definitely do work up close, but you just have to play better than your opponent. From afar, as I said, this is where she wants to be in terms of zoning, in terms of range, in terms of her basic buttons, back 2, back 4. She can always catch her opponent whiffing buttons, catching your opponent trying to get in and then doing something impatient, and then you can get that back 2. You can land that back 2 and you can get a 31.5% combo meterless. Talking about combos, Kitana has one of the best looking combos in the game. She's so stylish when she does her combos. She can do mid-screen off of 2, 4, 1, 2, down back 1, jump 1, and then another jump 1, 1, 2 that does 31.3%. Now she can do another combo that does less, but it guarantees something else. Let me show you. I can do this, back 2, down back 3. I'm plus enough to land the back dash and then do down back forward 3 instantly with Kano, and then another down back 3 for 6% block. So I'm gonna show you how it's gonna look like if it's blocked. 6% basically, and they've been blocking the entire string. So if I want to do it pretty fast, as if I'm doing the actual combo, it's going to be something like that. Jump 2, back 2, 4, down back 3, down back 3, Kano, down back 3. They're gonna have to respect that. Something I didn't mention about down back 3 is that it catches basically jump ins from everywhere. Okay, so if I want to do a neutral jump, it's hitting. If I want to do a back jump, it's hitting. If I want to do a forward jump, it hits forward jumps, it hits back jumps, it hits every single place in the air. So that's a very good button in order to be anti-airing with. So imagine I'm just doing back forward 1, back forward 1. My opponent is entering while ducking. I can add down back 3 that it's a mid. If they start to jump, down back 3 is also going to be anti-airing them. I can do this for the trap. If they want to jump over the trap, I can do down back 3 to anti-air them. So basically she has so many options from afar. She's a very smart zoner. She's not about just spamming back forward 1, spamming back forward. This is not how she plays at all. You're gonna have to learn how strong the character is from afar and how versatile her zoning set is, and then you're gonna have to start balancing between using this, and then it's gonna just be a complementary piece of art while zoning with Kitana. To continue, she has a combo up of back 2, 4, which is jump 1, 1, 2, also meterless, doing 31.5%. She has a combo up of back 3, 4 that is also meterless, does 27.6%. She has a combo off of 4 to stand 4, down back 3. Of course, as I mentioned before, don't do the close fan. You have to do the far fan, okay? Except if it's in the corner. If it's not in the corner, you're gonna have to do the normal fan, and you're gonna have to do it from this range. So you're going to cancel it right here. Don't wait for Kitana to land, because if Kitana lands, this is what's gonna happen. The combo is gonna whip. So don't wait for Kitana to land. It's gonna be an air combo. You're gonna have to cancel down back 1 in the air. This is cancelable from the ground, and in the air it's gonna look like that, similar to the fan toss. In the air it's going to look like that, and grounded is gonna look like that. She can do also down back 2 from the air, and she can do it from the ground. So she has a lot of air presence as well as ground presence, of course. Another combo you can do, this is a Kano specific combo. It's 2-4-1-2, bring Kano knives, and then do back forward 1 EX, jump 2, back 2-4, down back 1, and then end it with 1-1-2. It does 40% at the cost of 1 bar. So we're jumping from 32% meterless to 40% 1 bar. Now from the corner, she can even land more damage. She can do something like that. I'll be adding all combo notations later on. This is also bringing Kano for 42.5%. This is a Kano specific combo, but without Kano, you can also do 2-4-1-2, and then you can do it a few times, as you can see. This is doing 37.5% meterless off of stand 2, down back 1, stand 2, down back 1, stand 2, down back 1. It does great damage as well. Moreover, she can do the exact same thing off of her back to 4. Also, I can bring Kano to let the combo shine a little. She does a little bit less off of back to 4 because she's already being launched in the air with her second kick. So I can do it as abusively as you can see. This is pretty much where my turn ends. Back to 4, down back 1, stand 4, down back 1, stand 4, down back 1, and this is not really that reliable. So I like to just go for the normal thing. I'll go for something like that, doing 30% at the cost of no bars, but at least I'm getting guaranteed options in the corner. Off of her anti-air, she can do stand 2, down back 3 amplified, and then I can continue the entire combo for 35% at a cost of a meter. So this is also nice. I forgot to mention also that off of back 2-4 you can do down back 1, jump 1, 1-1, down back 1 again for 30.5%. This is also doing respectable damage. As you can see, one of Kitana's strengths that I didn't mention is that she really doesn't need bars. She can do all of her combos at the cost of 0 bars, and she can leave her bars in case she gets hit, or for breaker purposes, of course, to reset the neutral, or she can use the bars in order to armor her way off of gaps, armor her way off of pressure, and so on. Talking about cameos. Now, the first cameo I'm going to be discussing is Kano. I like Kano a lot because, as I said, one of Kitana's strengths is zoning, and Kano just doubles that. Kano ball is a mid, so if I add Kano ball with back forward 1, which is a high, they're gonna have to respect it. So I can do something like that, and they're going to respect Kano ball, and I can get furthermore chip on them. Or as I showed you before, I can do down back 3, Kano ball, and then down back 3, where they have to respect all of that. If they try to move, they're eventually going to block the fan. If they try to jump, they're going to get anti-aired. So this is 6% guaranteed, basically. I love Kano for that a lot. I love Kano since if my opponent wants to get close to me, I can bring Kano ball for safety, just get away and then zone more and more. And also Kano ball, as you can see, full screen distance. So if my opponent gets hit with Kano ball, it's going to put me at the location that I want to be, which is full range. More to that, if I want to switch sides, as I said, with down back 2, the problem with down back 2 is that it's punishable. So if my opponent just does backdash, if they need it or react and they backdash, I'm gonna get fully punished. However, Kano ball or Kano knives rescue me. As you can see, Kano is not even in the screen, and then my opponent got hit with Kano knives. And the nice thing about this is that if I do this block, they try to punish me, I can get a full combo of Kano knives. So if my opponent tried to follow me and then do something like that, boom, just like that. As you can see, I was fully launched just because I tried to punish Kitana from doing down back 2 freely. So she has a 100% free get out of the corner method during with down back 2 basically and Kano. From up close, as I said, Kitana gives her turn up after every single string. Kano will help me avoid this weakness. So what will Kano do? Let me show you. Basically, this is not Kano, this is Kano. If I want to do this, I can end it with down back 1, Kano ball, or I can do the entire string, Kano ball. As you can see, I can do the entire string just like that. Kano ball, and then it's my turn again. And this is also 0, so I can have a mind game off of 2-4. I can backdash, I can repeat the sequence again if my opponent is afraid to press buttons. I can go for a grab, I can continue the full string, and then bring Kano for further more plus frames in order to continue my aggression on my opponent. So the problem with 2-4-1-2 down back 1 Kano is that there's a gap. Now I'm going to show you the gap, and I'm going to show you how to get away from the gap. Basically, let me put my opponent to be blocking. 1 second. It's like that. If I want to do the entire string with Kano, I can continue again. As you can see, this is a constant loop. Of course, I have Kano on infinite right now, but I'm just showing you how it can go. And to go for the mid if my opponent is trying to mash, you know. So this is of course minus, but with Kano it's no longer minus. The solution to it is, as you can see, armoring. Armoring will just be disastrous. It's going to hit Kano, and it's going to hit Kitana, it's going to get your opponent out of the pressure. Now there is a way, just like that, where we hit both Kano and the knives at the same time. Now this is not going to guarantee any plus frames, but it's going to break their armor and it's going to send them full screen exactly where Kitana wants to be again. So this is Kano's powers with Kitana. He helps her with zoning, he helps her keep her plus frames up close. He helps her be safe, at least up close. If you want to release Kano instantly, at least you're safe. You can basically land the backdash after it if you want, so you can do down back 1 with Kano instantly in order to break the armor, and then you can land the backdash after it, kind of where you want to be as well. If your opponent wants to continue their aggression by jumping, you have a stand 2, an amazing anti-air. If your opponent wants to follow you, you can backdash even more and then catch them off guard with the back 2 to start a full combo. So you have a lot of options for Kitana to be able to abuse her opponents with Kano. Let's start with Cameo Cyrax. I'm gonna start by demonstrating to you guys how much Cameo Cyrax, sorry, not combo Cyrax, how much Cameo Cyrax can get Kitana in the corner. As you can see, she's doing 48% at a cost of no bars, just Cameo Cyrax once. She can also get Cameo Cyrax to extend her combos off of her armor, as you can see, just like that. It's kind of tricky. That's my problem with Cyrax. This is why Kano is my main cameo, but Cyrax cameo will give her extended combos. She can do combos off of 1-1-2. That's also not accurate. This is my main problem, as I said, with Cyrax, the cameo being so inaccurate. But aside from that, you guys can even forget about these combos. He's going to give you safety off of down forward 2. What do you want more than that, you know? Like now I can do down forward 2 every single time, and Cyrax is always there to watch my back. 1-1-2 before did not do any damage. Right now it's gonna give me a little bit of damage, as you can see, 34% right now. So he can kind of elongate her combo game, and he can give her safety from up close as well as chip damage. So I can do something like that where it did quite a lot of chip damage, and I'm happy to backdash after this and continue zoning, and I'm happy to enter with back 2. The back 2 is already being put in the range that I want to be, so just like that, back 2 is going to catch them from backdashing, catch them from whiffing, catch them from pressing buttons, catch them doing anything. As I said, I can do this backdash, I can do this from up close. She can also remove the gap, so if I want to put Kitana to do this, I'm gonna show you. Just like that, Kitana got her rest with Cyrax. I cannot armor, so it kind of eliminated one of her weaknesses, which is back to 4 being interruptible. Now I can do it every single time with Cyrax. and it's my turn after it. So as you can see, I did back 2-4, the gap is eliminated, and it's still my turn. So yeah, side X definitely helps her a lot by extending combos as well as maintaining safety from up close and resetting neutral. And chip damage, of course. So he's the full option cameo. To mention two cameos that can fit Kitana well. It's Cameo Sub-Zero. He's gonna make her buffed as hell from zoning. So she's already a very good zoner, and now she's an anti-zoner as well. So how the hell are you going to approach a character that you cannot zone and that zones you instead? You cannot trade with her. You're just gonna have to get in. Another way that Cameo Sub-Zero helps is with this, basically. By freezing your opponent, you're going to get more damage. I'm gonna show you right now an example. I can set the trap 2-4. I'm sorry. The trap, and then do 2-4 fan, just like that. They were launched. I can do something like that later on, and I can do now 40% meterless. So that's doing me pretty good damage. Like, it's more damage from up close, and it's anti-zoning from afar. So you can also use this move in order to create distance after 2-4-1-2, for example. Distance if I want to put my opponent to block. I'm gonna show you. Cameo Sub-Zero came, and now I can reset the neutral, backdash, and so on. Another cameo that works well is Cameo Kung Lao. Aside from the fact that her zoning is amazing, Cameo Kung Lao is here in order to make it even more buffed. I can do something like that where they have to block it. Of course, it's a low, so they can't just watch it. I can put it like that and get a guaranteed fan toss on chip damage as well. So he can kind of help with whatever I did with Kano before, which was down back 3, Kano ball, down back 3. I can do low hat, down back 3, low hat, down back 3. So I'm also getting that chip. He's helping me from up close. From afar, I'm always +2. Just like that. So instead of being -6 and having to give up my turn, I'm +2. I can do it after whatever string I want in order to be +2. After that, I can either down 1 or throw, or just if my opponent's respecting me and not trying to mash, I can take my turn slowly with back 2, for example. I can backdash. I can do a lot of stuff off of that. He also gives her a combo launcher, but I don't think this is the main thing. This is basically the combo launcher. I don't think this is the strength of Cameo Kung Lao, because this also makes him regenerate much slower. As for low hat, he just regenerates instantly. So the strength right here is about Kung Lao, Kung Lao's low hat. Now, so one thing you can use Kung Lao for is if you do back 2-4, you can do something like that, because he has invincible frames. So if you want to just end the match and just do good damage without having to do down 4-2 in gaps, you can bring Cameo Kung Lao to save you and to get damage off of that, as you can see. So this is doing 29% at a cost of just one Cameo Kung Lao, and can be done basically at any gap, wherever. It can even be done after Johnny Cage's 1-1. So it's a good way to take your turn. This is basically everything about Kitana. She is an amazing character. She's a decent character, and she's very fun to play. She's challenging to play, I'm not gonna lie. She doesn't do well against the top tiers, because top tiers will just emphasize on her weaknesses and demolish her to death. She's gonna have to work 10 times harder. If you win with Kitana against one of the top tiers, then this is honestly showing that you really have to be a Kitana loyalist. This is basically it for the Kitana guide. This is everything that has to do with Kitana, her weaknesses, strengths, combos, cameos I advise you guys to pick and to play with. And yeah, hopefully this guide has been beneficial. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.